Do you ever have that thought, that idea that you need to move forward, you want to move forward, but you do not know how? Well, today I'm going to do a short live about exactly this topic. And why? Because I have the privilege of being a student from none other than Brandon Burchard. He's my role model. And from what I've seen him do in the last couple of years, I believe that he knows he can reach people like me, as in to get to that next thing, get to that next milestone, but for some reason just don't get there entirely. Yes, I'm human. I've got my goals and dreams too. And well, if you know that I want to leave a legacy with all these parks and tiny houses where people can come to and share about their doubts, share about, I don't know how to do this with others, and then get motivated again, get ideas again, and find that support group to get going. Well, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on that one. And well, if I can manage that, that's going to be so awesome. So going back to Brandon, I'm part of his ultra group, which started about a year ago. Is it a year ago? Is it longer? I actually don't know. Well, no, it's longer, almost a year, almost 2 years ago, if I think about it. And well, the goal was that we would have a support group. So there would be an accountability group. We could talk to one another and we could ask one another questions. I can tell that, and maybe I'm wrong now, but as far as I can tell, I don't think he has succeeded yet in what he wants to achieve. So he wants everyone to be able to get there. Now, everyone usually is 2 to 3%. That's what they said. I think years ago they said 3% achieves their goal, as in getting really to that big goal. And nowadays I think they say it's like only 2%. Well, that's what I do with those numbers. What I do know is it's about taking action, which is one of the things that he has been talking about a lot too. He said the difference between the secret and actually achieving something is taking action. Now, we have been very fortunate when we are in Ultra, because yesterday he did a rerun from a marketing show. So we have influencer business. I'm actually not sure if he's still doing it. I thought he was going to stop doing it. But this was a watch party from one of those episodes that I actually watched live too. And actually he mentioned me. It's kind of funny because he always calls me lady. And even though I say, well, you can call me Lexi, it's still lady. But that's okay. Here's the thing. He talking about problems that people are experiencing. So what are their 3 problems and what are their aspirations? So what is it that they want to achieve? Well, from what I've learned, people tell me I'm not taken seriously, so I'm not heard, seen, and understood. That's the way I say it, but basically it comes down to I'm not taken seriously. I also know it's about, it must be me. So whenever something happens, something negative happens, or they are being called out in a negative way, well, being called out doesn't sound too positive, but it can be for positive reasons. But in this case, so the other doesn't have to blame themselves. And they are like, okay, so you know what? I might as well opt out. That's basically the third thing that I hear, because nothing is going to change. And what he said during the watch party was, it's about taking these three things and then asking yourself, so what is it they are looking for? Now, yesterday I showed you this 7 ways to express yourself. And this is a way to finding your voice, but also writing things down. So by starting to write things down, then at least you can tell yourself what it is that you need. Or at least what you want, or what you don't want anymore. And yes, I have created a transformation sheet. If you go to the bio, if you see this on Instagram, then you can check it out over there. Otherwise, I'll put it in the description. But this is about you looking at yourself in a different way, giving yourself grace. Now, I am aware one can actually do that straight away. They don't know how to. I mean, especially when you've been telling yourself it must be me, then, well, things need to change at some point, right? And do you dare to? Do you still have the courage to? Or are you so worn down that you feel like no? And that's why I literally came up with this colorful thing. So this is to look at things differently. You can look at it and straight away see what I mean. So it's about listening to music, writing, it's about drawing, it's about dreaming, it's about looking at things in your future a little bit differently, but it's also about speaking up. And well, there are multiple ways to actually do so. So this morning, last night actually, I started working on, okay, so what is it that people need? And what is it that I think they need? And well, I could use your help with some answers if I'm correct or not. But from there on, it's like, okay, now I need to make sure that my message gets out there. So that's what I've been working on today. So Brendan has this accelerator challenge. It's called Done by One. And we have had 2 Mondays now. So there are 2 more, if correct. And well, what he tells us is, okay, I want you to take action and work on the most important things before 1. And for me, that's related to how can I get people to speak up and speak out. I mean, there's a reason that I say Lady Lexi speaks up, because I had to learn to speak up and speak out and share my story and do so with clarity. So now I'm going to ask you, how can you give yourself grace? What do you tell yourself? Start writing it down in a notebook. Start talking to others. Find a friend, maybe a close family member, maybe a coach. And otherwise, if you're not sure, then I'll make sure that you will be able to get this one. And otherwise, there's always the transformation page, which helps you to look at your negative beliefs and turn them around into positive ones. These are my 2 cents for today. I'll see you again tomorrow around this time. And be sure to look at yourself in a more loving way. And if you are one of those people who's saying, it must be me, then tell yourself, yeah, I'm great. I love myself. Put your hands on your heart. And I'm going to get there.